To the Almighty God, thank the Lord for another day.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord God.
For this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to be glad and rejoice in it.
Amen.
And be ye thankful.
Amen.
Now, on today, I really had some other messages I needed to do, but I think I need to get this out the way, which we are dealing with today concerning the tribulation and the great tribulation and things to come. So on tonight, we're going to just have a little talk about how can we prepare for the tribulation and great tribulations. And we was talking the other day about the items that you might want to have. Of course, each person's items might be different. But we also right now are in trying times. The whole system getting ready to what? Change. What there used to be might not be no more. I was just going into the store the other day, and the people have started limiting what you can buy. And also limited to how much you can buy. So now we need to figure out how can we prepare for these tribulations and great tribulations. What do we need to do? Is everybody going to receive these sayings? No. Everybody's not going to receive the messages that we are given today.
You sure been on my mind all day and all week.
I can't even get them to accept that Christ was crucified on Passover. I can't even get them to accept the fact that you can't find 3 days between Friday and Saturday. 3 days between Friday and Saturday?
Can't do it.
Or Sunday? And I did leave off a couple things last week on that Sabbath thing. And one of them was, before I get back into this, one of them was the fact that even the soldiers, the ones that won't not even involved in Scripture, they told, did they tell Pilate that, hey, this man said, he gonna raise again in 3 days. We need to send soldiers and sit at the tomb. How many days they said? 3 days. They even said they needed to sit there for 3 days to guard the place. So that the people won't come back and take Christ and then try to proclaim that he had rose. So they even had to send soldiers to sit there for 3 days. I can't even get people to accept that. It's going to be real difficult trying to get them to prepare themselves for revelation, tribulation, and great tribulation. But we're going to get to them anyway.
Amen.
We're going to get to them anyway. And like I said, even if it be that the Lord only have a few to be saved, then that's just what it's going to be. A few be saved. We know at the last crisis that when the Lord dealt with the people, how many did he leave alive? 8. It was more than 8. We're going to get into that another day. We're going to deal with that again later on. But we know about the 8 that he chose.
Amen.
We know about the 8 that he had what? The covenant with.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into the rest of that a little bit later. But anyway. We know that God don't have a problem with starting and rejuvenating this whole planet with a few folks.
Right.
We know that he don't have a problem with it because he started it actually in the beginning with what? 2. So we know that God don't have a problem getting rid of you.
Mm.
We know he don't have a problem getting rid of you with your ways that you can't not get yourself out of fornication or homosexuality. You can't get yourself out of adultery. You can't cut your hand off from stealing. We ain't saying physically cut it off, but cut it off from fact of doing it. From what I'm reading in these books, the scripture that Helen just read a few minutes ago in Numbers, and the Lord opened the earth up and swallowed them all. Just took them right on away. I ain't got time to deal with you. If you ain't going, don't make me late. If you ain't going, don't make me late.
Or hold me up.
If you don't want to get your life right with Christ, or in the order that what we trying to tell you, don't hold me up.
Amen.
But anyway, today we're talking about what items you may need to prepare yourself for tribulations. And when you find the items, I would like for you to do, not that you have to, I would like for you to get them in 3s. To get them in 3. The items that you think that you need to have the most. Because I don't want you to get something that very important to you, you run out of it, and then you go on running all around everywhere trying to find it. At least if you got 3, when you get down to your last 2, you should what?
Replenish.
Replenish it. If it's important. If it's not important, don't worry about it. Anybody had 10 items or something they had on their list they thought was very important to them?
I added a very important item to my list today.
What was that?
It was dental floss.
Dental floss?
Yes.
Dental floss?
Dental floss.
Okay.
Because do you know the strength of dental floss?
Okay.
It could be used to like fish. It's the
Now,
same.
what we want to do today, we want to keep you minimized to 10 items.
I know.
Make sure we clear. We want to make sure we clear on minimizing you to 10 items. Why is that, John? Just in case we get into a serious crowd control or what we call quarantine. And you're not going by the police no more now. That's over with. The police thing is done. Your travel now going to be through military checkpoints. Right? And you know they're going to what? Empty your bags.
Right. So they're going to look over that dental floss.
They what?
They're going to look over dental floss.
They might let you have.
Now, I was trying to think about things that has multi-purposes.
Right.
A personal hygiene is a personal hygiene item, and I can use it as a tool, too. So I was thinking about those type of items. Okay. I got like 20 items on my list.
You can have 10.
But I wanted to talk about them.
Well, that's fine. We're going to talk about it, but I still want you limited to 10.
Well, my number 1 item is a knife.
Okay.
Because I can use that for protection. I can use it to cut. I can use it to, like, what you call that when you're doing that with wood? Shave. Okay. To shave wood to make something sharp. Right. I can also use it for, did I say protection? Already, protection. Right. I can.
Well, what about a gun then? What about the gun versus knife? You know, millions of people right now got guns. So how do you feel about the gun versus the knife?
Well, I felt that a gun is important for a little while, but it's not. You don't have longevity with it.
So you don't have the gun on your list
I didn't put
as
it on
one
my
of the
list
10.
because I chose one or the other, and I
Okay.
chose the knife because the knife has more uses.
Right.
That gun is gonna eventually run out of bullets,
Right.
and I might can use it to hit somebody over the head if I need to.
Right.
But that knife is gonna give me protection. It's gonna help me hunt
Uh-huh.
for food, and it's gonna help me sharpen instruments if I have to like build a tent or
Right.
some type of shelter or something like that. So I was thinking multi-purpose with some of the items
And
on my list.
normally, probably if you are going through a checkpoint, if you got a gun,
They might take it.
it's probably going to get taken.
Yeah.
Because they know you're going to feel like you're a bully over
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the population if you have a gun. But they know if you have a knife, you might keep your distance, keep your peace.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to really have to get into some serious fight moves.
Yeah, up close and personal with the knife.
Yeah, especially if somebody coming up with a stick or something, you know. You're going to have to really know how to fight if you got that knife. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to try nobody with a knife.
What you just said, John? Minister John? Number 19 is a stick.
Huh? Okay.
My number 19 is a stick.
Okay.
Multi-purpose because a stick, if I hurt my ankle or something, I can use it to as a brace. I can use it to help me walk. I can use it for protection.
But when we saying items, we talking emergency.
It's an emergency.
You can find a stick anywhere. You don't need to have that on your list.
Oh,
Because
man.
what we're going to do, even once you get your list, we want to look at your list and then we want to look to see if you can maybe accomplish some of these things on your journey.
Right.
You know, wherever you might be going to. You don't want to have a stick because you can find that anywhere.
I'm just saying Moses had a staff. I'm just saying Moses had a staff.
Yeah, but you can find that anywhere. You can go in, you can walk through the woods and get any kind of stick. We talking about items that, you know, you probably can't find or something like that. One of mine was a pair of boots. Yes. Waterproof boots.
Okay.
I definitely got them on right now. But this is what I use for my street ministry. When I go out street ministry, I always got my boots on. Because I'm walking through water puddles or whatever, might go down the railroad track, might, you know, whatever.
Well, why do you need to put that on your list if you're going to be wearing them?
Because that's a good point. I might need to take that off and now and replace that with something else.
Yeah, because you're gonna wear your essentials.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing my clothing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just take the boots off.
So I didn't put no clothing on my list. I put a changer like underclothes. I put just socks. That. Socks, underwear. Yeah. I'm a girl, so I put Brazil.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and you can always use the Brazil as a slingshot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of y'all been in the military, so y'all know a little bit more about, y'all list gonna be a lot different than mine.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm looking at myself from a standpoint of going out in the street, in the ministry, in the midst of chaos.
Right.
So I definitely know I need to have boots. As a matter of fact, I'm about to buy another pair.
Yeah, you definitely need boots.
Yes, I want to definitely have boots. My second one was olive oil.
Okay.
Because like I said, I'm a minister, so I have to stay with the word.
Right.
The Lord said, hurt not the green thing, hurt not the tree. So you definitely gonna have olive oil, and it was something else he said.
Well, just think about the olive oil. What it's gonna do is multi-purpose.
Right.
It's for you to anoint people. It's for healing.
Right.
It's for keeping your skin healthy.
Right.
Multi-purpose.
Right.
So
you can cook with it a little bit.
And cook with it, yeah.
And also the grapes, the wine. So we don't need to have that on our list because you're gonna probably be able to find that out in the woods.
Yeah, God provides.
Yeah, you can always have raisins.
Oh, did you have some on your list, or did you make a list?
I didn't really make a list, but because I went back to see if I could find it, but I couldn't find it when I got back online, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyhow, I think a lighter is essential.
I got that on my list.
You know,
okay.
A lighter is essential,
Would a lighter be effective for a person in the military, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they know how to do those stick things with those stick things. So.
They didn't teach me that in basic training.
They didn't teach you that?
Even
That's Boy
so,
Scouts or Girl
yeah.
Scouts, maybe.
Yeah, even
you know.
so, but if you don't have anything, you know, that's ready
Mm-hmm.
like that, you know, or you might need the lighter to do something else with it.
Mm-hmm.
You might need the lighter to see, you know, if you don't have.
Yeah.
Well, I might add the lighter on my list and take my boots off since I'm gonna have them on. So now I got me a lighter and some olive oil.
I got two other items that's Army related, and that's 550 cord.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
It's 550 cord. It's like really strong string.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's like rope like, but it's really it's not even bigger than your finger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's you can use it if you multi-purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it if you want to build a shelter.
Yep.
If you want to tie something together or something like that.
Right.
If you need to make a tourniquet or something for your leg, or if you have an injury, you could use it for something like that.
Right.
And of course, the 100 miles per hour tape.
Yeah,
That's
but a
what
lot of
we
people
call
might
it.
say, well, why are y'all saying these things when 90% of us might be at home? That's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you are at the house, if we're in some type of quarantine situation, or a lot of people riding throughout tribulation, great tribulation, and we have a tornado or whatever, they might ask you to evacuate that area. And that's what I'm talking about, that people might even start going through your bags to see what, you know, what you really have.
They
So
might take some for themselves.
Yeah, so you want to have items also that you think is not going to get taken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did at the airport. I know one time I went to the airport, they started making me throw all the stuff away.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a very important thing. You need to have a water bottle.
Okay.
I got that, a water bottle, because you can always refill it.
Right.
And in dirty water too. You get a life straw.
Yeah.
So what y'all saying? Lighter?
A lighter.
I'm gonna have to write these things. Y'all got me a new list.
A water purification system, like a life straw. You know.
Yeah.
You need the lighter. You know. You need if you don't have a lighter, if you have a waterproof box matches thing. Okay. A pair of gaiters, in case you have to go through water or trekking through the woods. You know.
Yeah. I don't know, but that dental floss just came right to me today.
Yeah, dental floss is good.
Yeah, that came right to me today. So I said I'm putting it on my list.
Yeah, well, of course, everybody's list gonna be a little different, but like I said, whatever's important to you. I also had on my list some NyQuil.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that NyQuil, that other oil might supersede that NyQuil.
It could possibly. It probably is. And by the time we get to end times, I'm probably there's a lot of people probably gonna have the gift of healing. A lot of people gonna probably have that. Yeah. You might not even need that.
Right.
But most of the time, if I get sick or something, I might take a little NyQuil or something. And then if it try to supersede that, I always go get my olive oil.
Amen.
Anything try to supersede anything love, I don't usually take stuff that doctors prescribe. The one thing I have taken that doctors have prescribed was the what's that little tablet for infections?
What? Motrin? Ibuprofen? What?
No, I don't know if it's
for
penicillin or something like that.
I thought it started with an A or something.
Amoxicillin.
Amoxicillin. Yeah. Sometimes I might take one of those if I get if I go to get an infection or something. But I think my olive oil may cover all of that with prayer.
Amen.
Everything with prayer.
Olive oil with prayer and righteousness.
Amen.
Righteousness has to be added to that, or what? Won't work. It will not work. You have to be the righteousness of the Lord, or attempting to be.
Amen.
Like Ruth.
Now, something else I added to my list, because I'm not sure where I might end up and what type of situation I might be in.
Okay.
So I added a non-perishable food item. So you can decide what that might be. Maybe some crackers. It could be some oatmeal or rice or something like that.
No food yet.
No food yet?
No food yet. No food.
You need a first aid kit.
I got gloves on my list.
I got gloves on my list too.
So I got a lighter, olive oil, and gloves. Now, should I have the gloves on my list if I'm gonna be wearing them?
No, if you're gonna be wearing them, but you got to think about the seasons. Do you want to wear gloves in the summertime?
So I'm saying, should we put stuff on the list that we actually gonna have on? Should I put a stocking cap on my? I'm gonna probably have those on.
No, because I'm gonna take the gloves off my list because guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stuff them in my shirt and they're gonna be like part of my clothing, so they're not gonna be in my backpack.
Okay.
I'm gonna put everything on my person that I can get on my person.
So I need to take gloves off one of my 10, you saying?
Yeah, I would.
So I'm taking off gloves and I'm taking off boots. I'm gonna have that on, you saying?
You're gonna have that on.
Okay.
You're gonna have on a hat and a coat, a jacket, a rain jacket. I did add a poncho to my list. I added a poncho.
Okay.
Because you would need that. You got your 550 cord and you got your 100 miles per hour tape. You just built you a little tent right there.
Right.
That's right.
You know.
Okay. So I got a lighter, olive. I'm taking my gloves off. I'm gonna have them on. I'm gonna still keep this on my list, but I need to know that I need to have these things on my body. Right. Okay. Now I also have my Bible.
Me too. I put that on my list. The only thing with that is I might want to purchase me a compact Bible, something that would not be too bulky, but that I can still, read visibly.
Well, this is my sword right here where I go up to I actually got a bag, personal bag for this. Actually, I got this personal bag that I keep my Bible in. And I got my olive oil in it. And I got some other stuff.
Now, what if you have to go through a checkpoint and you only allowed to have one bag? Well, so now you got to figure out how to put that bag on your body under your clothing so it's not visible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm planning to and try to get as much stuff as my 10 items in this bag. Because normally I wear this bag like everywhere I go like this.
Okay, so I'm gonna debate with you about that.
Why?
Because I'm gonna want to have a bigger backpack because I might end up in a place where I'm so cold that I might need to stick my feet in something or my arms. I might need to use my bag as some cover.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Or a pillow or whatever.
Yeah, most of my stuff gonna fit in this bag. Most of everything I need gonna fit in here. I ain't gonna have much. I'm gonna have most of my clothing on.
Yeah.
If it get that rough, which I'm expecting it to get there, I don't want to have too much stuff for somebody to think they can just, jack me for it or something,
Right.
Yeah, and that's true. And you also want to keep in mind that you don't want to be carrying something that's so heavy that it's going to wear you down over time.
Yeah, you don't want to
especially if you got to go by foot.
Right.
Right. You might have to get on in the run mode or something.
Yeah. So it's a lot to think about.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad God provides.
Yeah. And that's going to be the end of this. Now, I do got my, I'm going to put, for 5, I'm going to put a knife on here. I don't usually mess with knives, but I'm going to get one. What about vitamins?
Yes.
I think olive oil is going to cover a lot of medical items.
Okay.
So I think you can eliminate all the medical items with the olive oil. If you got the right ingredients.
The Blue Star, all of that stuff too, because I used to put Blue Star on anything.
Well, I agree because if we're not there right now, at that point, we need to be in a position where we trust God completely. Yeah. So we trust that His oil is gonna heal us.
Right. Amen. So the Blue Star going, NyQuil gun. And we talked about that one time before, you know. You can be in a situation where the Lord said, you was naked
and I
clothed you.
Amen.
You was hungry
and I
fed you.
Amen. No food on my list.
You was sick
and I
healed you.
Amen.
So like I said, no matter what you have, you still want to have the what? The righteousness. You want to have a righteous life. Standing before God.
Amen.
Because if you do prepare and get your sack taken,
then what you gonna do?
Or if they're trying to rip off Joseph's coat of colors, if you try to rip that off me, then I'm still what? Protected.
Right.
Even if you take my boots off my feet.
But that's something that we need to talk about anyway, because that just means that if a person is relying on what they have in a bag, then they're not trusting in God. Well, and that falls right back to self-righteousness instead of acknowledging I'm the righteousness of God. Right. He's my protector. Right. I can't do this without him, you know.
Right, and we're going to go back to that. Once we prepare those lists, we're going to come back and see if we need the list.
I don't think we're going to need this list, man. The mom's sitting here, I don't think we're going to need this list.
After we get the list.
We say prepare. Prepare for the trip, just like the children of Israel.
Yeah. After you get the list, we're going to see if you really need the list. Because all of them boil back down to what? Trusting in the Most High God.
Yeah. Exactly. So just think about it. If somebody had an accident and they lost all they had, they still had to move forward without nothing. Yeah. Well, they had to have some trust in something.
That's why I'm saying whatever I have, all I'm going to need is going to be what's in this bag. I ain't going to need it no more.
Amen.
The biggest thing I'm going to have in this bag is that sword right there.
Amen.
That's the biggest thing I'm going to have. I might have some little stuff, you know, for people that don't have the faith. You see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people on the internet, they always know I always told them to, like, get this emergency fund, the $1,000 emergency fund. It's just to give to somebody else. So if you're along the way, you need something, somebody be like, well, I got some water. You're like, how much you want for the water? You might say, okay, well, I'll give you a couple dollars for the water.
But don't show them 100.
Don't show them 100.
Get some small bills.
If you need that water, and you don't have no broke damn money, and somebody say, well, I got a bottle of water I'll let you have for $3. And you only got a 20.
You just bought a $20 bottle of water.
You just bought a $20 bottle of water. And I've been telling people all the time, this thing gonna take us. I don't have a tribulation, great tribulations chart, but this thing is gonna take us into the measure of wheat for a penny. What scripture is that?
That would be Revelation 6:6.
Revelation 6:6?
Revelation 6:6.
Revelation chapter 6:6. Start at 5, actually.
Revelation 6:5, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Hurt not what?
The oil and the wine.
Hurt not what?
The oil and the wine.
That olive oil. It is the commandments, the command of God, that He's going to preserve what? that oil
Amen.
for healing of the body.
Amen.
Through who? His servants, the prophets, the disciples, the street ministers, the saints. They're going to be able to use this oil for healing. He's going to make sure that he preserves it all the way through what? Revelations.
Amen. Thank you, God.
Okay, so we still have to have a list because everybody might not have the same faith.
Amen.
So you still want to have some things as you might be going through this valley of the shadow of death, right? Because things might not be bad at some point. You might want to say, hey, I need to cook something. So you still want to have what? The lighter. You still might want to have the knife. And you still might want to have what? Some clothes on.
Right.
You won't be naked out there. So what else y'all got on your list? So far we got lighter. So are we saying that everybody needs to have a lighter or just what?
Well, I guess, like you said, it depends on that person's faith. If they feel like they need a lighter and that's important to them, then they need to put it on their list.
So can my faith be at the point where I say I don't need anything? Can I say I don't need nothing? Can I say that? Can I say right now that I don't need anything else?
Yes, you can if your faith is that strong in the Lord and that you believe that He provides all of your needs.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If you are out, and this the part I always tell people, I don't meddle with people with. This is the only part of the scripture I don't meddle with nobody with when it comes to faith. When you walking by faith, I don't mess with you. I think you might have heard me say that a couple times, Lord. When you start talking about you doing something by faith, I'm out of the picture. I ain't got no scripture to come against that. Nothing.
Amen.
My mouth closed. When you start walking by faith. Because the Lord might send an angel or something. Or a pure angel food might happen, or anything could happen when you start, when your faith get to that level. That's the only thing I would mess with.
Amen.
When a person starts talking about faith. So what I'm saying is, right now, if I was going through tribulation, somewhere along the way for the day, I'm probably going to want to eat something. I'm probably going to want to have a lighter or something. I might want to have a bottle of water. I might want to have my olive oil.
Yeah, so we just look at it that if we have those things, God has already provided them.
Right.
He has already given us the things that we need to have.
Right.
Just like He's working in our minds right now, telling us what we might